Hello guys, welcome to another episode of One Piece Weekly for myself and Abby of the Four Eyes Academia. This week we will be talking about One Piece chapter 998, Ancient Zones? Zones, Ancient Zones. Let's start again.
Let's just keep that so that they can get to know you.
Fair enough. We kicked off the chapter by starting it off near the bottom of the level. I think it was that floor 1, where we saw all the people that were poisoned and Chopper essentially trying to find a cure for them. And then we were left in the last chapter, not in the last chapter, chapter before that, or whatever chapter was, and Marco came in. And the chapter started off with Marco, quote unquote, attacking Chopper.
Yeah, and then Zoro and Brooke getting annoyed.
Yeah,
They started slicing him.
Did he start slicing him?
Yeah, they tried to
they
swing at him, and then he just flew away. Yeah,
fair.
But it's the fact that they were on smoke from the beginning.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't know, that whole side of like Queen, poisoning everyone, and then now Chopper's found the cure, or he's found the antidote, and he's trying to, I don't know, all of it is happening too quick. Like I didn't think it was going to be that quick. I thought it was going to be like a drawn out thing. I don't mind it. I just don't know what, like, I don't actually know what's going to happen with Queen and King. Like I don't know who they're going to fight. Right now, Marco's pretty much going to be the only one left with them.
Yeah. That
can actually fight. Like Chopper is not fighting them.
No.
Drake is not fighting them.
He's really busy with my man Apu.
Yeah, Apu, and yeah, so it's like I don't see Marco taking both of them on, but he might try and he just fails. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna progress. I don't know if it's just in one chapter Chopper's gonna make it all and then distribute it and then everyone's cured, or if it's going to be more drawn out. But I kind of want to see some action from King and Queen soon. Like I don't get what their role in all of this is and who they're going to fight. But yeah, that's my opinion on that side of it.
Is King still on the same floor as them? He is.
That's the thing. I don't know. Like King's whereabouts are a bit unknown. Like I know there was a panel where I saw it was like assumed that King and Queen were in the same area, but then after that I didn't really see him. But I know Queen is definitely in the same floor as Chopper, or on the same floor as Chopper. So I'm not actually sure where King is, but I think he might be there. Or it could be a thing where, you know how Marco said that he's gonna, I don't know if I'm moving too fast, but like Marco said he's gonna take Robin, Brooke and Zoro to the next.
Yeah.
So King might try to stop them. And that's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how Marco's just gonna lift 3 people up into the sky and no one's gonna do anything about it. It sounds a bit convenient, you know.
What I do think that Marco's probably gonna end up staying behind, probably fighting King. My assumption would be because King's like one of the strongest, and it only makes sense for Marco to tackle him, because I think eventually all the Straw Hats will eventually make the way to the top. As it's slowly starting to happen, as Sanji's on the 3rd floor, Jinbei's on the 4th, and we're about to. And where's is Frank on? Is there a 2nd floor Franky's on?
I thought it was a second, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe the 2nd, because
Sanji's on the 3rd. Yeah.
Sanji. So Franky must be on the 2nd.
Or is he even on? Did you say no? Franky, is he even on? I don't think he's on a floor. I think he's. I actually don't know.
It must be.
Was it basement? No, it wasn't. Not basement. It was I'm not actually sure.
But yeah, regardless, I think eventually, either all of them. Actually, no, because I'm thinking like either all of them will eventually get to the roof, but it's gonna take them a while to fight whoever they're fighting, and then get to the top, because Luffy's pretty much there already. So out of the Straw Hats, if only one makes it, it's definitely gonna be Zoro.
I actually don't think they're all gonna make it to the top. You know, I don't know, because I think they're just gonna fight who they're gonna fight. I don't think they're gonna stay I don't think all of them are gonna stay in the same floor. I think maybe Sanji will progress up, but I think all of them will kind of like have their massive fight on the floor that they're on and then just kind of stay there. So if there's like a massive defeat, then they're all gonna, you know, come together and, you know, whatever, or, you know, somehow everything wraps up and they're still on the same floor that they're on. But I don't think they're all gonna go to the top. I don't know. I don't see them having the strength to do that. Like if they have their major fights, how are they gonna get to the top? Like I don't think they're all just gonna be like, yep, now that I've fought this one person, no one's gonna stop me from getting to the top, because, you know, it doesn't really make sense. But I don't know I don't even know if it's gonna continue on Onigashima. I don't know if the fight's even gonna continue there. It could move, it could go somewhere else. But yeah, we don't actually have, like, I thought we were gonna have more information on like the progression of the island. Like it's just floating at the moment, and we know it's heading towards, at least we think it's heading towards the flower capital. I don't actually know if it's like, I thought 2 weeks ago we were like kind of suspecting that it could have like this timeline, like, okay, we have like 3 hours to get to the flower capital before the island kind of like lands on it. So I'm not actually sure what's happening with the island, but yeah.
I think it might like get a timeline and get closer to it if we do eventually get there. But in regards to them not making it to the top, you're probably right, to be fair. I think it's going to take way too much energy for them not to do the fighting and then be well enough to get to the top, and also expect not Luffy to get there before they do. But one thing I would say, do you think that, obviously because the Sanji situation is kind of in a sticky one, do you think you'll end up getting any help from any of the Straw Hats? Like, for example, Marco trying to take Zoro, Robin and Brook to the top, which I suspect you probably end up taking at least two of them somewhere. Do you think any of them will be dropped off or are going to get dropped off where Sanji's fighting, or where Jinbei's fighting, or where Franky's fighting?
I don't like the idea of Sanji gets help from another woman. Like, I just want him to handle this on his own. I don't even know if he'll fight Black Mirror. Black Mirror is very weird. Like, I don't get it. Like, he might even sweet talk her and get out of it, which is obviously seems like plot armor. But I actually don't know. I don't like the idea of one of the other female Straw Hats coming to save Sanji. As for Brook, the only theory that I liked was that he will be the one to keep Big Mom occupied. Like, that sounds amazing to me. So I feel like if Brook gets dropped off and somehow he manages to see Big Mom going towards the fray, because I think Big Mom's heading to the top to kind of like fight Luffy. So if he tries to stop her, and then we actually get to see that fight that was off screened when it was in Whole Cake Island, then that would be amazing. Zoro, I don't know where Zoro's going. I actually don't know. Like, I feel like maybe what will happen is maybe when Marco's dropping off Zoro, King gets involved, and now Zoro and King have to fight. Otherwise, yeah, then Marco's. If it's the case, huh? If
it's Zoro and King fighting, where's Marco going?
Back to Chopper, because he's the one that said he's gonna look after Chopper. No, like, oh no, but it makes sense for Marco to stay on the same level as Chopper, because otherwise, I don't see who else he's gonna help. But so maybe Zoro's fighting King. I'm not actually sure who Zoro's gonna fight. It's just been I need Zoro to actually fight someone worth fighting, because it's just getting long now. Like,
have we ever seen Queen fight
physically?
Because all of them really just for poison.
Maybe no, I don't think she has, or he has, or they have. That time in the prison, I don't think they fought there as well. Yeah. So I'm not actually sure. I don't think physically, no. And
we don't know what his devil power is it? Do we?
Do we know what either of those is?
No, we don't even know what King is. We don't know what race he is. We don't know We just know he's got wings.
Oh
that,
yeah, race. We don't actually know that either.
So King is a big mystery.
I think I want to say someone said that he was a fishman, but I'm not actually sure. I don't know if I'm
There's theories on what it might be, but I don't think there's any confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we know what they're.
But yeah, with Marco, if Zoro does, I don't know. Even though it makes sense for Zoro to fight King, we need Marco to fight somebody. If it's not King, it's gonna be Queen, because then what's
it would make more sense for it to be Queen, I think.
Yeah, but if he's fighting Queen, how is everyone gonna get to the top? That's the thing, because I can't see Marco grabbing everybody, going to the top, and then coming back, and Queen still chilling there in the same spot. I think the moment that someone that's strong enough to deal with Queen disappears, then the rest of them are getting washed, and unless Chopper does something surprising.
I doubt Chopper's gonna get that moment, man. Chopper's just been taking L's lately. Let me see where. Okay. No, that's Jinbei. Give me the antibody. I'm not actually sure. That one is a bit of a, because there's too many people on the same level. On that level, there's way too many big characters on that level. Chopper, Brook, Robin, and Zoro, and now Marco, King, and Queen. Or well, we don't know if King's really there, but he could potentially be there. There's way too many people. I feel like they have to scatter. Like that floor is not going to hold them all fighting. Like, you know. So I feel like what could happen is that Marco could successfully take one or two of them up before someone intervenes. And that's why I'm thinking maybe he takes Robin and Brook up first, and then when he's taking Zoro, that's when King or someone intervenes and it's not successful. But yeah, I'm not actually sure who's fighting who. Like,
yeah, fair. But so far the only like confirmations that we have, especially with the Flying Six, we got Franky fighting Saski.
Yeah.
We got Sanji in the midst of Black Maria. We have Jinbei about to fight Who's Who.
Yeah.
We have Page One and OT. They're on the bottom floor, right? They just came through the bottom floor about to.
Yeah, I think so. And they're looking for Nami and Usopp.
And Usopp, yeah. They're looking for Nami and Usopp, innit?
Yeah, they're actually looking for them. Like, I thought they would just leave them and be like, all right, cool. They were small fry. But no, they're looking for them. So I'm thinking they might actually stick to fighting them. Nami and Usopp are like wild cards to me. Like, they fought some kind of strong people sometimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Page One and Ulti seem very, very overpowered. Like, I don't see how they're gonna fight them by themselves, especially since they've already been beaten. So I'm not actually sure what's gonna happen. The matchups.
Sorry, go on.
No. I just said the matchups just don't make sense to me. But go on.
I completely forgot about one person that Nami's with. What's her name?
Yamato?
No, Tammy, the young girl.
Tama.
Bro, I completely forgot about Tama. So she's gonna end up doing something.
Yeah, but if Tama is the reason why Usopp and Nami beat,
I don't think she'll be.
No one's gonna be happy.
I don't think she'll be the reason to beat, but might be a reason to help them not escape. But
I feel like her role in this is not so much fighting, but like you said, either an escape route or maybe even trying to get more that, you know, the smaller people from the beast pirates, like I don't know what they're called. They're not the gifters. I don't know. The lower level ones.
Yeah.
On their side, but like, you know how she can control animals.
Yeah.
So she might get a few of them. You know, with her devil fruit powers, but yeah, I don't think she's gonna do anything spectacular. I really hope not. I think her entrance was mad enough, and the fact that she came in through an enemy ship is probably the most important thing in my opinion. But I'm not sure who that enemy ship is. No one's addressed that.
Yeah, I think because there's so many things that's happening right now that we might not even get addressed until a few more chapters. But we can start off talking about Jinbei versus Who's Who.
Yeah, who is who's who? Like, there's so many theories. I just don't know who's
Um,
who.
I like the idea that people are suggesting that it might be somebody that was in bow down with Jinbei, because he's definitely during a period that he was a warlord, and Jinbei probably knows who he is, and if Jinbei knows who he is, we probably know who the person is.
That's what I'm thinking as well. I thought it had to be someone we know, because I wouldn't like the idea of this mysterious person is just someone that we don't actually know. And you made a good point about him knowing that he was a warlord, so he might have known him from back in the days.
Yeah.
Could he be a fisherman?
Could it be a fisherman? But which fisherman would it be? I'll find the very... No, the only reason why I don't think he's a fisherman, because the only fishermen that we know that are notable, that are actually strong, is if it's Arlong, no, it's not. It can't be Arlong.
It can't be Arlong. You can't just. It can't be.
But yeah, one thing that we do know is that he was definitely a captain of his own ship at some point. Because that's the profile that Kaido goes for, like strong people, especially if you're part of the Flying Six. He must have been really strong at one point. So who was probably a captain of his own ship. I don't know who it could be. Oda's made so many characters that it could be literally any of ours.
That's the thing. That's actually the thing. I don't know who. It can't be a previous warlord. That would be too obvious.
Can't be. And what's
I wouldn't even want it to be someone really big. I would want it to be someone who's just like, who's that again?
Yeah.
You know, or it could just be someone that was mentioned.
Yeah.
In passing, and we're just like, wow. But for it to be like a reveal, and he goes back into his human form, and it's just like, I don't know, someone very obvious, like crocodile or something. Would just be very.
It has to be someone that makes sense. That's the one thing that's jarring. Like, once we get the reveal, I feel we'll be like, oh shit, how do we not realize?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's actually the thing. Then we're gonna be like, oh my god, we should have connected so and so dots. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not actually sure who could be.
Another interesting aspect about that fight is going to be cat versus fish. Which tends to go to the cat's way, but this time.
I don't know why I heard a theory that he what's his name? Who could? No, was it that he could betray Kaido?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
But
if it was.
I think in general, I think this is what's going to be the downfall of Kaido, is that most if not all of them are going to betray him. Because you need to remember the way that all of them became part of Kaido's crew is that he literally punched them up into submission. None of them originally wanted to be part of his crew, and they just don't think that there's any other way out to do so. But if they feel that betraying them will give them their freedom, I don't see why they wouldn't do it. So I do think that essentially, it may not even be a betrayal as in that, let's all turn on Kaido and attack him. It might be a thing where Kaido may look defeated or might be defeated, and then them will like, fuck this, I don't have to follow him anymore, and they just scatter. But yeah, I do believe, maybe not who's who specifically, or maybe him as well, but a few of the Flying Six or the other strong characters, part of Kaido's crew, when I end up betraying him.
Yeah, betrayal does seem like a very major theme in Wano, like Orochi betraying Oden, and then Kaido betraying Orochi, and Drake betraying them. Yep. And now people are saying that Apu could. Yeah, see, and then exactly,
Apu
and then
betraying kids.
Exactly, and people are saying Apu's gonna betray, just go like how Drake went to Zoro accused Drake of going to the winning side when we all know Drake is actually undercover, but people are saying that Apu could do the same thing. So betrayal does seem like a very major theme in this. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kaido loses a lot of his forces due to that. So yeah.
Remember, we even had them talking about potentially Law. It was Law who betrayed the Scabbards, and or Law, not even Law himself. Law's crewmates were the ones that betrayed the Scabbards, which eventually found out it wasn't.
Yeah. See. Yeah. So.
But I don't know if it's a bit, because maybe about a theory, but in regards to when Law first asked Luffy to become an alliance, and the first thing that Luffy asks him is, are you going to betray me? And Law says no. And Luffy says, okay, that's fine. So I don't know if that was like a little bit of foreshadowing, especially like
I absolutely think it is. Like, a lot of people are
okay.
saying that, no, he won't. But I don't know. Like, I feel like as much as I love Law, he is a pirate, and he's the one that had like some kind of hesitation before joining the crew, thinking pirates don't make alliances that last and whatnot, and pirates always betray each other. So I definitely see Law betraying the crew, like somehow, not like as in that could cause their death, but I definitely see him doing something like for his own gain that isn't beneficial to the crew. He could leave Wano early, he could leave the war early if he gets what he wants out of it. I mean, who's asking him to look for poneglyphs like when everyone is fighting to the death, So from time he's doing detours like that, I definitely see him actually doing something that could kind of cause some kind of betrayal. And you know how Luffy is, he takes things very, very personally. Like, if Law does anything to risk this fight or anyone's life, Luffy would hate him. So yeah, I definitely see it as something maybe as small as Law leaving the war early, and Luffy just gets really angry with him or whatever. But I see it as foreshadowing. So yeah.
And then the next fight that we come across is Franky versus Saski. The fisherman. I'm not sure if it's confirmed he's a fisherman, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much a fact that he is a fisherman.
Yeah, we didn't confirm, but yeah, the most sensible theory was that his mum was what's her name?
Kuroko, I think it was her name.
Chimney's dad, let's just say, because I remember Chimney's name. So Chimney's dad. So yeah, does that make him? They were mermaids. So they were. He's a merman.
Yeah. He's half a merman and half human. I think it is, because she married a human, and then remember they had a child. Then the child ended up leaving or something like that. And then there's a lot of theories that it might be Sasuke. So it makes a lot of sense if that is the fact, because obviously Frank we meet Chimney and Kokoro and Chimney. We meet both of them in Water 7 around the same time. We meet Franky. Franky obviously knows them. So I don't know if we're going to get a moment where Franky and Sasuke end up fighting. I will hate for it to be in the middle of the fight and then they say, oh shit, my mom, oh shit, your mom's my friend,
yeah,
let's be friends. I will hate that, but I would like for it to be the conclusion of the fight, as in the fight ends and then they both realize
absolutely
you know each other, because Franky has his pride. And if you remember back in Just Rosa, when he was fighting Baby, I think that's his name, and then both of them agreed that, look, throughout the whole fight, none of us are going to dodge any punches, we're not going to dodge any attacks, we just have to take.
You mean Senor Pink, right?
Senior Pink, what a baby.
It's because he was dressed like a baby.
Senior Pink, sorry, Senior Pink, and them two both like, yeah, we're not going to dodge any fight. So obviously he still has that very rough, masculine pride that some fighters tend to have, and I don't think Oda would let us not see that again. Not that specifically, but not see Franky in his element of I want to be the man in this moment. I'm going to fight you, and then probably get someone back from Sasuke as well. And essentially, towards the end of the fight, or at the end of the fight, when it's pretty much confirmed who the winner is, we might get an answer, or maybe might even end up being a draw. We might end up getting that reconnection with the two of them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't think that the reveal is going to happen mid-fight, or if it does, I think that they're still going to continue fighting. I feel like it's just going to be something, like you said, the whole masculine, macho, like, I'm not going to give up on this fight, whatever. So yeah, I definitely see Franky and Sasuke fighting till the end. And like you said, it could be a draw. I feel like they're evenly matched. So yeah, someone compared it to Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah, because so I mean, I'm not familiar with any of that because I haven't watched the movie, but yeah, so it's really cool.
And then we move on to see Sanji versus Black Maria. How do you think this is gonna end up panning out?
Like I said before, I really need him to not get help from any of the female Straw Hats. I need him to just man up and fight a woman. Like, as in, I'm not even like, as in, it's war, you know. You can't be all like, no, let me protect women, let me be all chivalrous and shit. Like, this woman will kill you if you do not defend yourself, and that will put the rest of the crew and the women that you love in the crew more at risk, you know. So it's like he needs to get out of this whole mentality, and we might actually see not a new side of Sanji. You can still respect women and throw hands. Like, I feel like, in my opinion, if your life is at risk, defend yourself. Like, I don't feel like he's gonna do a madness and, like, you know, beat her down. But if anything, I think Sanji can come out of the situation unscathed, or like not as harmed as, you know, because usually he just lets women do whatever they want with him, and I feel like this time he might just realize that that's not the way forward. So yeah, me personally, I just don't want to see any women involved. I just want him to do what he can to get out of that situation, whether he fights, runs away, whatever. Just please, no one should come save him. He needs to learn.
Yeah. In regards to saying you don't want to see no women involved, my personal theory that how Sanji is gonna end up being Black Maria is the fact when he realizes that Black Maria is not actually a woman. There's definitely a theory out there that the actual, like, the Black Maria that we see, the women's side of it is actually just made out of silk. That because she's a spider, or she's a spider, that made of it. And when we look at the panel, we see that Black Maria has two different faces. One of the image that we've been seeing for the past few months or whenever, or few years, whenever we were introduced to Black Maria, and a big black blob. I believe that the big black blob is actually who Black Maria is, and the rest of it might be a facade. There's other theories that she might be a gifter, where she's like half her body is of an animal, while the other half is of a human being. But I think the actual blob might be her actual face, and that who she actually is, and then the rest of the body is made out of silk. Pretty much an illusion, similar to what Duffy could do with strings. He could recreate himself. He could recreate an image of himself, the same way the spider can recreate an image of this Black Maria person. And I think essentially Sanji's going to realize that, ends up fighting Black Maria, and then that'll be done. I can't see Sanji just randomly just starting to punch out women, especially when we are almost 1,000 chapters in, knowing that Sanji doesn't hit women, he doesn't attack women. I feel like it has to be something. I feel like something really, really big has to happen. I don't know if we ever got a situation where one of the Straw Hats, like if Nami or Robin were in a situation where life was threatened by another woman, that Sanji had to come in and help.
I think Khalifa, I'm pretty sure that's what happened with Khalifa, but he didn't actually fight her. But that was the first time I ever saw Sanji angry with a woman. Like, yeah, so I was like, okay, this was a little glimpse of like what could happen if someone he cared about's life was actually in danger by another woman. So I don't know. I feel like it's too weak. Like, you can't be like, I'm a pirate, I'm always gonna be at war with people, always beefing people, and I'm never gonna hit another woman. I feel like that's gonna have to be challenged at some point. Like, you know, it's just it can't be that convenient that every single time you end up being matched with another man. Even Zoro literally cut down a woman in half with no mercy. He cut her down in half, and I respect that, because why not? Like, you're literally in the middle of war. That woman kidnapped kids, or I don't know what they were. And yeah, so I feel like Sanji doing this whole chivalrous thing, like, it's cute. It's been cute for 1,000 chapters, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, ideally he would start fat back, as we were saying, but I can't see it happening unless the life of a Straw Hat was in danger. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
But I do hear your theory on not actually knowing the gender of Black Maria. That makes sense if and it even makes more sense if Sanji's the one to be matched up with them, because of his history with, you know, Ivankov and stuff. So it kind of, I feel like he's literally tailored for this fight, if that is the case. Like, he's got experience in that department, I guess. And yeah, so that sounds like a very sound theory. I like that much better than any other woman coming to save him. I prefer that theory, I can't lie.
To be fair, I can't as much as I like Robin, I can't imagine her coming in there and be able to beat Black Maria. I don't think Robin's strong enough to be able to beat into Flight 6. The same with Nami. It has to be like very, very circumstantial for that to happen. And I can't, and especially when Sanji fell into her trap, I can't imagine somebody weak on the Black Maria beating her. But yeah, we'll do to see what happens. Guess we can move on to what we were seeing towards the end of the chapter with Yamato reiterating that Ace was definitely on the island. Mentioned that there was a broken dragon, and said that a few years ago a friend came here to kill my father. I saw a very, very, very funny meme. Basically, Ace is kind of useless because one, I know for a fact he got punched up by Kaido. Yes, he definitely got punched up by Kaido. There's no way he didn't. And the fact
how did he get out? How did he get out alive? I mean, there's no way he came to kill Kaido and then made it out alive because, you know, like...
Yeah, Yamato probably released him, fam. Ace is always getting punched up. All the time, fam. Name me one fight that he's won. Well, name me one fight that he's won apart from the statue.
I don't even know that many fights with Ace. I feel like that's what his backstory is going to show. We don't know that many fights. Other than...
one, we know he's lost.
Like, before Marineford, the only time we actually saw him was in Alabasta, and he was cool there. Before that, after that... Huh?
Because he was free, no one's chasing him.
Exactly.
What was he in Alabasta again? Was he looking for Shanks? No. What was he in Alabasta? It wasn't looking for Shanks.
I'm not actually sure. Was it for Luffy? No, I don't know. He just randomly... I remember him, like, in the desert doing that little surfing thing that he does in the desert. And then him and, like, Luffy just... I don't know, actually.
No, he was looking for Blackbeard. That's what he's doing. He was looking for Blackbeard.
Yeah. At that point, he was looking for Blackbeard. Yeah, you're right.
That's what he's doing.
You are right. Yeah, so I don't really... Ace has not actually been in any fights like that. Like...
The ones he's been on, he's lost.
Yeah. I mean, from the backstory, it seems like he's done bits. So, I mean, Kaido, he couldn't defeat Kaido, but he must have done something to get Kaido's attention and for him to have gotten out of there alive. But yeah, I wanted to ask, what time was Ace in Wano? Was this whilst he was looking for Blackbeard, when he was in the Whitebeard's crew? Was it before Whitebeard's crew?
It's definitely, I think it's definitely before it, because when you look at the when you looked at the chapter where we first mentioned that Ace was in Wano, when he said that he got captured by the locals and they ate all his food, he was a captain of his ship at the time, and he had crewmates there as well. They were tied up with him as well. So, because when he joined Whitebeard and he left, he went on his own. But before that, he was a captain of his own ship, if you remember correctly.
The Diamond something crew.
Yeah,
something Diamonds or Diamond something.
Whatever the Lisa team was called. But yeah, he was definitely. I'm 100% sure that was definitely before Whitebeard. And I remember, one of the things that Ace was trying to do, while he was younger, was take out all the Yonkos. And obviously,
was that his goal?
I think that was one of his goals. Because remember, he went to attack Whitebeard.
Yes, you're right. No, but I thought they just was he aiming for Whitebeard? I thought he just stumbled upon him and he just challenged him to a fight and then he lost the fight.
If anyone's watching this and I'm wrong, then please forgive me.
Honestly, listen, I love Ace and I don't know anything about him.
But I'm 90% sure he was out there trying to get the Yonkos. And my assumption is that he must have found Wano. I don't know if he went there or he just found it or whatever. While he was there, while he was going there to kill Kaido, as one of his aims were, and I think you might agree with this as well. You can speak your point on as well, that during that whole period, Kaido may eventually turned him into one of the beast pirates, and he became a subordinate of Kaido for a bit.
Yeah, I absolutely see that. I don't know if he... Yeah, no, I see it. Like, obviously, the only thing I'm going off personally is the whole name, like, that fit in the card game, theme. So, that's the only massive giveaway, and I feel like it's just too coincidental for Oda to just be like, oh yeah, by the way, someone named Ace was in Wano where everyone else is named King, Jack, and Joker. You know, like I feel like he at least attempted to recruit him. I don't know, or maybe Ace even joined just to. Did he join?
I think he joined.
Well, then what about his crew? I feel like if he joined, it was fake. I feel like if he joined, it was just to kill him.
To kill him out. Yeah. I think he might have accepted to be part. Because even when he joined, when Ace joined Whitebeard, Ace was still attacking Whitebeard at first.
Yeah.
Ace was still attacking Whitebeard.
Yeah.
So I think, but eventually he probably just accepted Whitebeard. Because of the type of person he is, isn't it? Maybe Ace's whole psychology is that he just hates pirates because of his dad, and he probably just wants to take out pirates.
Absolutely, I see that.
And maybe that's why he was going after the big ones, because obviously his dad was gone, and was trying to find the next people on the level below it. So Kaido's probably somebody that he targeted, and when he tried to attack Kaido, I think Kaido definitely would have won. Well, I think he definitely would have won. And I think Ace probably thought it was best that let me just accept this and try to get him in another way, which he probably couldn't do, and he failed at, and eventually ended up leaving. And again, back to what you're saying with the card thing, we got King, Queen, and Jack, which are all references to playing cards. And then we also have Joker, Doflamingo, who was a supplier to Kaido, which my assumption, unless I'm wrong here, my assumption is that Kaido must have given Doflamingo that name, Joker, as his alias, just not even maybe to show people, maybe for himself, that he's one of the subordinates, and whatever he does, or what he does is for Kaido. And the same way that, but if Oda wrote Ace's name in the mind that he's gonna be part of Kaido's team or whatever, subordinates or whatever, all those chapters ago, before
Oda's mind,
the foreshadowing is absolutely crazy.
In episode 1000, you're bringing back a character's name that was mentioned in pretty much episode 1. Is Oda's mind is I'm scared. I'm scared of him. I'm actually scared of him.
I don't know what I would do once One Piece is done. My
life will be. My life will have no meaning. My life will literally lose meaning. I wouldn't know. I feel One Piece is part of my personality at this point.
Bro?
You know.
Bro?
So I feel like.
Part of my room.
You see, it's just one of them ones where, right now I have Aces. Hold on. I have Aces.
Oh, his book. I haven't read that one yet.
I haven't read it yet. I haven't read it. I'm trying to see if when the next one's coming out, so I can, binge read a bit of it. But because it's what's his crew's name? For a Spade. That's it. Spade Pirates. So, washed up on the shores of a deserted island at the edge of the East Blue Sea, two men from different backgrounds unite in their shared thirst for adventure. One of them, Portgas the Ace, will follow in his infamous father's footsteps as the captain of a pirate crew. The other, Mars Juice, I think it's this one.
Okay.
This guy. Where is it? Mars Juice becomes the reluctant first member of Ace's Spade Pirates. Survival is not enough for these seafaring buccaneers, as together they seek treasure, excitement, and reach the new world. So, formation of Spade Pirates. I want it to cover Wano. It has to.
If it does, it's probably going to do it after Wano is over.
Yeah.
Because it is canon. The Ace stuff is canon.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that we need to consider. I'm definitely get that book.
You have to. I pre-ordered it and it came in July. And I'm waiting for the second one before I start reading. But
they only come out recently.
Yeah, July.
That's when it came out.
Sometime in the summer. Yeah, I remember.
Maybe. But yeah, man. If that was always the intention from the start, fam, how are you creating a character and then 20 years later, that's when you want to do the payoff? But when you talk about slow gratification, fam, not slow, postponed, delayed gratification, whatever it is, bro, 20 plus years ago. But yeah,
delayed, I would say. Yeah, delayed
delayed.
gratification.
That is amazing. But yeah, that was literally the last panel. So now we've got 999 and 1000 coming up. Both of them are going to have color spreads, so we can imagine that 999 and 1000 will be closely linked together. Go on.
Sir. Go on.
I was gonna say I have a few theories on what those chapters might mean, but what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 chapters?
No, I was just gonna say that you're right about the whole. I think a couple episodes ago we were talking about how you said the pattern that we've been following is backstory, and then we get a glimpse of some other, not an arc, but like, you know, before it was Blackbeard and seeing what he does, and then we go back to a new act. You know, it's following that. You know, if we do get Ace's backstory, then, you know, maybe the next chapter before the new act is going to be an update on another part of the world. It could be Sabo, it could be Blackbeard, it could be I am, who knows, Im, whatever his name is. So yeah, that's really interesting. Like I was thinking, okay, if a new act is going to start now, where's the flashback and when is it going to begin? But I guess this is a nice little segue into that flashback. It might not even last that long. It could be, like you said,
it could be 1 or 2 chapters.
Yeah, it could be 1 or 2 chapters, literally, and then at the end of chapter 1000 is where the big reveal happens. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So it's either that or there is no flashback, and Oda leaves us with blue balls as he usually does, and we just get some kind of, I don't know, something else. Maybe the war continues, and yeah. So one thing I will say is I feel like the way the chapters have been going, it's going to be really hard to impress me for chapter 1000, because the chapters so far have actually been really, really good. Yeah, so it's like, is he going to top it for chapter 1000, or is it more so just something of like an information dump? It's not really like a massive reveal, it's just we know more things to kind of help us along. Or I can't see how he's going to top this, in even what way he's going to top this, because I feel like we've done everything now. We've done the major reveals, we've done the seeing what people's devil fruits look like, we've done the little backstories and whatnot. So what's new, like, you know? So I don't know, I'm scared to be underwhelmed for chapter 1000. That's my fear. So I'm trying to kind of like measure my expectations from now, that like if we just get a chapter as good as what we've been getting, I'm happy. Like we can't lose with that. So I'm looking forward to 1001, chapter 1001, chapter 1002. I'm looking forward to those.
I agree with that. I think it was 1000 such a massive milestone. Like a lot of us, well, me especially, are just so excited for it to come, to see what happens. But it might not just be a case of something great happening. It might just be a continuing of whatever happened in the last chapter, or setting up something for chapter 101, 1001, 1002. Because if you look in the past of what Oda has done, not every chapter that's a milestone has something great. Like obviously, we had chapter 1, the introduction of Luffy. We have chapter 100, that was the introduction of Dragon. Chapter 200, nothing really happens. 300, nothing really happens. I think 200 was like in the middle of Alabasta, right before the end of Alabasta. Number 300, I can't remember what it was. It was somewhere in Scapia. Nothing much was happening. We got chapter 500 where I can't remember what it was. The introduction of Riley, the introduction in chapter 500. But then you have 600, 700, 800, 900. I'm not even too sure what happens in those chapters. I can't remember. But they weren't that big of a deal. But something like chapter 600 and or whatever might be the
yeah, that's his MO. Yeah, he usually just random numbers, like unexpected. The only way we even know sometimes that it's going to be a good chapter is there's people that spoil it. Like people that read ahead, they're like, guys, oh my god, I will never forget the one chapter that I feel like that's probably the one I stayed up for the latest, was the Rocks one. Was it the Rocks one? The one where they revealed Roger's bounty.
Yeah.
Bro, I actually stayed up till 7 a.m. for that. Like, I stayed up till 7 a.m. for that because the way that people were hyping it, and I was like, I need to be the first person to read it because people are...
That was an amazing chapter though.
Amazing chapter. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't like a chapter 000, you know, it was a random number. And
I think it was a chapter that was in between the Wano acts as well.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is I really want the in-between Wano act this time to be amazing. Like we had Odin's backstory last time.
I think we're gonna get Ace flashback. That is my assumption. If it's not gonna be in the next chapter, I feel the next chapter might set us up for it, or the next 2 chapters might set us up for the flashbacks. And
But Odin's flashback, other than obviously Odin being an amazing character, what else was it? Is that where we found out the rocks? Was that where not rocks, but that's where we saw Roger and Whitebeard against Scarp, right? Is that where we saw it?
Roger and Whitebeard against Scarp. No, those bounty ones was before it. So the Odin one was between Act 2 and 3. I feel like the bounty reveals were between Act 1 and 2, and the Reverie was between was right before the start.
Right
of
before
Act
this, yeah. That's
start
true.
of Act 1.
See, we have had epicness. We've literally had. There's literally none of them are underwhelming or even slightly bad. Like they're just amazing. Is what, to be honest, I prefer those than the Wano arc itself. Like I actually prefer the flashbacks and the in-betweens more than I do like Act 1 Wano, Act 2 Wano, and even Act 3 Wano. Act 3 Wano is probably the best act.
Yeah, definitely. I think this might be one of my favorite. It's definitely top 5 favorite arcs in One Piece.
Absolutely. Wano Act 3, because I can't lie to you, Act 1 and Act 2, I was looking like
it was a build up.
It was a build up. It was a pretty big build up. Yeah, it took a while to get into. Who? The prison stuff was dead to me. I'm so sorry. Like I really didn't care. Like, but I see where everything now, where we are now, I can see why he had to flesh all of that out.
Definitely.
But this time, because obviously it's chapter 1000, he like, knowing Oda, he did kind of make it so that the act will end just before he reaches that, or just after he reaches chapter 1000. But like you said, he's not really a numbers person, so he might just make it so that 1001 will be the one that we were waiting for.
Like,
so it'll be like, oh, okay, this is good. Then next chapter's whatever, and then you'll be like, whoa, like mind blown that chapter 1001 is that chapter. But
any more predictions of what you think is going to happen in the next 2 episodes? Chapters even?
Do you think death is going to happen soon? Like, I feel like maybe we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, I did. Not as much now. And the only reason I don't think as much now is just because of so much that is happening. The Flying Six, the mention of Ace. We're going to hear more about Ace. I just feel like it's way too much happening for deaths just to be in the next few chapters. Maybe a bit further down the line, but yeah, after this week's chapter, I'm not sure. What do you think?
To be honest, if you notice, like every new chapter that comes out, my predictions change. Like this one completely scattered it. I thought it was going to be some focusing more so on the Red Scabbards, and that can kind of lead to their death in chapter 1000, which is what I was thinking was going to happen. But now, like you said, like the more chapters come out, the less likely I feel like a death is going to happen. I feel like Oda just throwing a death out there. But then again, the way Orochi died, we don't think he died, but the way he died, like, was very sudden and so out of the fucking blue. Like, it was just a slice of the head, and now we've taken down one of the biggest opponents that we thought someone was gonna face. But yeah.
But yeah, it'll be really interesting in the next few chapters. Hopefully we get 1000 before the new year. Apparently, I've seen some people say it's going to come out January 4th. I've seen some people say it's going to come out on Christmas or just before Christmas.
Yeah, I saw someone say two chapters in one go.
Really?
Some people... That's what I thought I read. Isn't that what Jerry said?
No, the next 2 chapters will be a colour spread. The next
but then how is it going to come out by Christmas? It was like, do we have time for that? Yeah, we do.
So it says that chapter 1000 early scan release will be on December 25th. That's the early scan release. That's not the official release date. The early scan release. That's
fine by me. That's really fine by me. That's actually fine by me.
Because the official release doesn't come out until tomorrow.
It's true. So I'm very happy with that. I can't lie. I'm happy.
I'm just here for the story, man. But yeah, man.
Exactly.
Again, great chapter. Looking forward to see the next one.
Another 10 out of 10.
Bro, Oda just keeps throwing that out there.
Literally.
There you go. But yeah, we'll be back again next week when the chapter 999 comes out, and then we'll be back again whenever the 1000 chapter comes out. Watch out for more One Piece content coming to you in the next few weeks about random stuff. If there's anything specifically about One Piece that you want us to cover, please feel free to let us know. But yeah, Abby, any final words?
No, not really. Make sure you comment your theories, because that's my favorite thing about One Piece, you know, like the theories. So make sure you comment your theories in the comments, and or join our Discord, and we have discussions there as well. So yeah,
you'll find the Discord link somewhere in the bio, in the instructions. Yeah, thank you again for listening. This is Manny and Abby from the Four Eyes, and you've been listening to One Piece Weekly. Speak to you soon. Bye.
bye.